Hello friends. When we talk about Taurus in the realm of love, we enter a landscape that is both lush and grounded, sensual yet steady, passionate yet deeply practical. Love for a Taurus is not just an emotion, it is a foundation, a sanctuary, and often the very essence of their life's purpose. To love a Taurus is to be embraced by warmth, devotion, and an unwavering presence that can weather even the fiercest storms. But just as with any zodiac sign, the beauty of their love story comes with complexity, contradictions, and growth. Let's explore what makes Taurus so unique when it comes to matters of the heart. The passionate flame in love. At first glance, Taurus might not seem like the most fiery or impulsive of lovers. They are ruled by Venus, the planet of beauty, pleasure, and desire, not Mars, the planet of war and action. Yet do not mistake their calm exterior for a lack of passion. Beneath the composed surface of a Taurus heart lies an ocean of yearning, a reservoir of devotion waiting for the right soul to stir it awake. When Taurus falls in love, their fire burns not like a sudden spark that dazzles the night and vanishes by morning, but like glowing embers that steadily intensify into a powerful flame. It is the difference between fireworks, which explode brilliantly only to dissolve into darkness, and the hearth fire that keeps a home warm for decades, unwavering, dependable, and life-giving. This kind of love is not built on impulse, nor is it swept away by fleeting moods. Instead, it is carefully nurtured, like a garden that grows more abundant each season. For Taurus, love is an act of cultivation. They do not simply stumble into passion, they prepare for it, invest in it, and then guard it with their whole being. Their love is not just about romance, but about creating a safe space where two souls can truly thrive. That is why their flame feels so steady, so enduring, and so essential. It warms, it comforts, and it endures through the storms of life. For Taurus, intimacy is sacred. This is not merely a desire for physical closeness but an expression of their entire philosophy of love. They crave touch, closeness, and the kind of physical expressions that go beyond fleeting lust and into the realm of profound connection. A gentle handhold at the right moment speaks volumes to them. A lingering kiss is not just passion, but a wordless promise of loyalty. Even the simple act of sharing a meal, cooked with love, seasoned with care, served with the intention of nourishing body and soul, becomes for Taurus a doorway into something extraordinary. These are not small gestures to them, but portals into something far deeper. For Taurus, love is not just something you say. It is something you do, every day, with devotion, with constancy, with touch, with presence, and with action. Their passion is revealed most vividly through their loyalty. When a Taurus commits, they commit with their entire being. There is no halfway, no wavering, no conditional affection. Their partner becomes their home, their anchor, their safe harbor. In a world that often feels unpredictable, chaotic, and uncertain, Taurus transforms into a steady force, the unwavering protector of their chosen bond. They do not simply love, they safeguard that love, they shield it, they pour their passion into building a foundation that cannot be easily shaken. Whether through emotional consistency or material stability, their devotion is expressed in tangible ways that remind their partner, again and again, "You are safe here. You are mine." This love will endure. But passion, for Taurus, is not without its complexities. The very intensity of their loyalty can sometimes transform into possessiveness. Their need to feel secure in love is so profound that they often long for reassurance, for confirmation that the bond they treasure so deeply is not at risk of slipping away. Taurus wants to know, beyond any doubt, that love is theirs, that it is not temporary, not conditional, not a fleeting dream that can vanish overnight. This need for certainty can be overwhelming for partners who crave space, freedom, or spontaneity. For Taurus, however, it is not about control, it is about the depth of their love. Possessiveness, in their world, is not a sign of insecurity so much as it is a reflection of how much they value what they have. It is their way of saying, "This love matters to me so much that I cannot bear the thought of losing it." To understand the Taurus flame is to understand its duality. On the one hand, it is deeply sensual, rooted in pleasure, comfort, and beauty. On the other hand, it is fiercely protective, unwavering, and unyielding. This is the essence of Taurus in love, a devotion that is both tender and unbreakable, gentle yet ferociously loyal. Their flame is not the kind that burns recklessly, destroying everything in its path. Instead, it is the fire that warms the home, that lights the way in the dark, that keeps two souls alive through winter after winter. It is the kind of passion that doesn't just ignite, it sustains. And so, to love a Taurus is to experience a fire unlike any other. It is a fire that invites you to rest by its warmth, to build your life upon its steady glow, and to trust that no matter how strong the winds may howl, this flame will not flicker out. It is love that grows more profound with time, that deepens with each shared moment, and that proves, again and again, that true passion is not about fleeting sparks but about the steady, enduring glow of a flame that never dies. The boldness and honesty in relationships. If there is one thing to admire about Taurus in relationships, it is their bold honesty. They may not always be the loudest in the room, nor do they necessarily seek the spotlight with grand gestures or dramatic declarations, but when it comes to matters of the heart, Taurus is unafraid to reveal where they stand. This is not a sign that hides behind veils of mystery or cloaks their feelings in riddles. A Taurus heart is direct, steady, and transparent. If they love you, you will know it. If they are unhappy, they will show it. There is something profoundly refreshing about this level of honesty, especially in a world where many people mask their intentions, play games with emotions, or indulge in the temporary thrill of ambiguity. Taurus simply does not have the patience for such illusions. They dislike vagueness, they detest unnecessary drama, and they see no beauty in half-truths. For them, the most fulfilling and beautiful love is transparent, real, and dependable, built on a foundation that can withstand the tests of time. This boldness is not loud or brash, but it is unmistakably strong. It comes through in their ability to look someone they love directly in the eye and say, "I want you," with a clarity that leaves no room for doubt. They do not dance around their feelings or hesitate when their heart knows the truth. While some lovers flirt endlessly with uncertainty or thrive on the adrenaline of chase and retreat, Taurus is different. They pursue love with determination, but never with reckless impulsivity. They understand that something truly worth having is worth cultivating with patience, strategy, and care. This balance between boldness and restraint is part of their unique beauty. Their declarations of love carry weight because they are rooted in sincerity. When Taurus makes a promise, they mean it. When they commit, they do so with the full force of their being. Their honesty is also evident in the way they approach expectations within relationships. Unlike some who leave boundaries unspoken, Taurus is often upfront about what they need to feel safe and fulfilled in love. They value loyalty above all else, and they are not afraid to make it abundantly clear that betrayal is unacceptable. To some, this might sound intimidating, but to those who crave trust and stability, it is one of the most reassuring qualities Taurus brings. They would rather be crystal clear about their values and deal breakers than risk confusion later on. For Taurus, there is no romance in chaos, no passion in mixed signals. Love should be straightforward, a sanctuary built on trust, where both partners know exactly what is expected and exactly what is promised. And yet, as with every strength, this honesty can sometimes reveal a shadow. For Taurus, it occasionally manifests as stubbornness. Being a fixed earth sign means that once they have formed an opinion or made a decision, it can be incredibly difficult to change their perspective. They do not shift easily with the winds of circumstance, and in relationships, this can be both a blessing and a challenge. On the one hand, their steadfastness makes them dependable. Their partner never has to wonder if Taurus will suddenly change their mind or abandon their commitments. On the other hand, this very trait can create friction when flexibility and compromise are necessary. Love is rarely black and white, and while Taurus prefers clarity and firmness, relationships often thrive in the softer shades of gray. When confronted with problems in love, Taurus does not shy away. Their boldness makes them unafraid to confront issues head-on. They do not hide behind silence or hope that problems will simply dissolve with time. Instead, they prefer to face challenges directly, but always in a way that preserves stability. This is where their honesty shines brightest. They will not sugarcoat their feelings, but neither will they throw words carelessly like daggers. Instead, they state their truth with a kind of grounded clarity that can be both disarming and comforting. They want solutions, not endless conflict. They want understanding, not prolonged games of blame. Still, their delivery is not always wrapped in softness. Sometimes, their bluntness can sting. A Taurus may say what they feel without embellishment, without smoothing the edges of their truth, and this can catch a sensitive partner off guard. Yet even in these moments, their intent is rarely cruel. Their honesty may lack finesse at times, but it is never manipulative. It is simply direct. For Taurus, clarity is kindness, even when it feels sharp in the moment. They believe that the sooner the truth is out, the sooner healing, understanding, and growth can begin. The boldness of Taurus in relationships is therefore a double-edged gift. It ensures that their partner always knows where they stand, that love is never built on illusions or uncertainties. It provides the comfort of transparency, the security of promises that are meant and kept. But it also demands strength from their partner, the willingness to hear truths plainly spoken, and the ability to engage in honesty with equal courage. Ultimately, what makes Taurus's boldness and honesty so admirable is that it springs from love, not ego. Their straightforwardness is not about control or superiority. It is about creating a bond that is authentic, enduring, and rooted in trust. Their refusal to play games is not stubborn pride, but a deep respect for love itself. They see relationships not as temporary diversions but as sacred commitments, deserving of their full integrity. To love a Taurus is to love someone who will always tell you where they stand, even when it's difficult, and who will never waver in their devotion once their heart is yours. It is a love that is bold in its transparency, fierce in its honesty, and unshakable in its authenticity. The joy and challenges of loving. Loving a Taurus can feel like stepping into a warm embrace after a long, cold journey. Imagine wandering through a world of constant noise, endless shifting, and fleeting connections, only to suddenly find yourself in the presence of someone whose very being radiates steadiness and warmth. This is what it feels like to love and be loved by a Taurus. Their affection is not shallow, nor is it temporary. It runs deep, like a river that continues to flow no matter the season, and it nourishes everything it touches. Their love is generous, their loyalty unshakable, and their desire to nurture undeniable. To Taurus, love is not just a passing phase or a fleeting pleasure. It is a sacred commitment, a bond to be cared for with both hands and with their whole heart. The joy of loving a Taurus is found in the many ways they create beauty and comfort in everyday life. Taurus delights in filling their relationships with small, meaningful acts of devotion. They might cook a favorite meal, not just for nourishment but as a love letter written in flavors and aromas. They might plan a relaxing evening at home, turning the simple into the magical with candles, soft music, and the security of their presence. Or they might simply offer a steady shoulder to lean on during difficult times, silently saying through their constancy, "You are not alone, I am here, and I will remain here." For Taurus, love thrives in routines, in traditions, and in the rituals that turn the ordinary into cherished memories. They know that true intimacy often grows not in grand gestures, but in the repetition of kindness, day after day. There is also a profound sense of safety that comes from loving Taurus. Their love doesn't easily waver. It is not a candle that flickers at the slightest breeze, but a lantern that continues to glow even in the storm. Their devotion is steady, reliable, and built to endure the trials of time. For their partners, this brings comfort that is rare in a world where many connections are fragile or uncertain. Taurus is the one who remembers your worries, tends to your needs, and makes sure your well-being is always considered, whether it's physical, emotional, or even financial. They want their partner not only to survive, but to thrive, and they will often take practical, tangible steps to ensure this happens. Their love is pragmatic as much as it is romantic, balancing dreams with the realities of life, ensuring that love is not just beautiful but also sustainable. But as with every love story, there are challenges that cannot be ignored. For Taurus, the shadow side of their love often shows itself in stubbornness, possessiveness, and a resistance to change. These qualities are not born from malice, but from the very same traits that make their love so enduring. Because they value stability so highly, Taurus may cling too tightly when love feels uncertain. They may hold on to their partner, their routines, or their relationship dynamics with such intensity that it feels restrictive to those who need more freedom. Their protective instincts, so noble in intention, can sometimes slide into jealousy. Their fear of losing the love they cherish can manifest as possessiveness, an insistence on knowing where they stand at all times. In addition, their fixed nature makes it difficult for them to let go of hurt. If betrayed or wounded, a Taurus may eventually forgive, but forgetting is much harder. They are not ones to sweep pain under the rug and pretend it never happened. Instead, they carry it with them, and though they may still love, the wound lingers until trust is rebuilt. This makes patience and reassurance essential when loving a Taurus. They require honest communication, consistent actions, and a willingness to show, over and over, that love is real, safe, and enduring. Yet it is important to recognize that these challenges are not flaws in the truest sense. They are, in fact, reflections of how deeply Taurus feels love. Their jealousy is the shadow of their loyalty, their desire to protect what is theirs, to safeguard the bond they hold so dear. Their stubbornness is the mirror of their determination, the same quality that ensures they will never give up on love once they've chosen it. Their resistance to change is rooted in their devotion to preserving the beauty and safety they have worked so hard to build. Each shadow exists only because of the light that shines so brightly in their love. To love a Taurus is to accept both the joy and the challenges. It is to bask in the warmth of their devotion, to cherish the security they offer, and to find comfort in the constancy of their presence. It is also to face the difficulties with patience, compassion, and understanding, knowing that beneath every moment of possessiveness, every stubborn stance, and every reluctance to let go, there is a heart that loves fiercely, loyally, and forever. In the end, the joy of loving a Taurus far outweighs the challenges. For while their shadows may test the strength of love, their light ensures it will always be worth it. A Taurus does not give their heart lightly, but when they do, it is a gift of rare value, a love that nourishes, a love that protects, and a love that endures. Zodiac signs that harmonize in love. Not all signs understand Taurus, but those who do often discover that being in love with this steadfast earth sign is like finding a treasure chest that never empties. It is a love that is unshakable, deeply rewarding, and built not only on romance but also on a profound sense of safety and belonging. Taurus does not open their heart lightly, so when they do, it is because they see in their partner the possibility of a lifelong journey together. To harmonize with Taurus in love is to be willing to meet them in their world of devotion, patience, and sensual appreciation of life's pleasures. Certain signs, by their very nature, blend seamlessly with Taurus, creating bonds that are not only emotionally fulfilling but also spiritually and practically sustaining. Earth signs like Virgo and Capricorn create a natural and immediate sense of harmony with Taurus. Virgo, with their keen eye for detail and their gentle, thoughtful approach, balances Taurus's steady devotion beautifully. Where Taurus offers loyalty and strength, Virgo contributes care, precision, and the willingness to refine love through small, everyday acts. Virgo knows how to notice the little things that Taurus does, and Taurus, in turn, feels cherished for who they are without needing to put on a show. This mutual appreciation fosters a bond where both feel seen, understood, and supported. Virgo's thoughtful adjustments to the relationship weave seamlessly into Taurus's vision of love as a sanctuary, making the connection feel calm, secure, and enduring. Capricorn, on the other hand, speaks Taurus's language of ambition and long-term stability. Both signs understand the value of building something lasting, whether it be a home, a family, or even a legacy. When Taurus and Capricorn come together, love is not just about passion but also about partnership in its truest sense. They support each other's goals, they encourage each other's growth, and together they build a fortress of love and ambition that can withstand any storm. Capricorn respects Taurus's groundedness, while Taurus admires Capricorn's discipline and drive. Both are practical, yet when united in love, they find a tenderness that softens their seriousness and a loyalty that strengthens their bond. Beyond the earth signs, Taurus also harmonizes beautifully with water signs, for water nourishes earth and brings out its most fertile qualities. Cancer, with its nurturing spirit, provides the emotional warmth and closeness that Taurus longs for. Cancer's instinct to protect, to comfort, and to create a cozy, safe environment matches perfectly with Taurus's desire for stability and sensual connection. Together, Taurus and Cancer create a love that feels like a home, a place where emotions are honored, where tenderness flows freely, and where each partner feels protected and adored. Their rhythms align naturally, as both value family, tradition, and shared rituals of intimacy. Pisces, too, has a special kind of harmony with Taurus, though it expresses itself in a different way. Where Taurus is grounded and practical, Pisces brings dreaminess, imagination, and a touch of magic. Taurus appreciates Pisces' ability to elevate love beyond the material and into the spiritual. Pisces, in turn, finds comfort in Taurus's steadiness and security, which anchor their often drifting heart. Together, these two create a relationship that is as tender as it is enchanting, blending earthy sensuality with ethereal romance. Each balances the other's weaknesses. Pisces softens Taurus's stubborn edges with compassion, while Taurus anchors Pisces' sometimes chaotic emotions with grounding love. Scorpio, though intense and vastly different in energy, forms one of the most magnetic pairings with Taurus. These two signs sit opposite each other on the zodiac wheel, and this polarity creates a bond charged with passion, loyalty, and emotional intensity. Scorpio, with their depth and power, awakens in Taurus a love that is transformative, while Taurus offers Scorpio the unwavering devotion and security they secretly crave. The chemistry between Taurus and Scorpio is often undeniable, as their differences spark attraction, and their similarities cement loyalty. While their relationship can be stormy, the storms themselves often deepen their bond, because both signs value commitment and do not let go easily. This partnership is one of the rare few where love feels both grounding and electrifying, a connection that can stand as one of the most profound in the zodiac. Taurus also finds surprising harmony with certain fire signs, especially Leo. At first glance, Taurus and Leo may seem too different. Leo craves recognition and radiance, while Taurus values constancy and calm. Yet both share a love of loyalty, stability, and life's pleasures. They are devoted partners, often united by their appreciation for romance, sensuality, and indulgence in beauty, art, or comfort. Leo brings excitement and sparkle into Taurus's life, while Taurus gives Leo the steadiness and devotion that allows them to shine without fear of abandonment. This dynamic, though fiery at times, is often steady at its core because both signs are fixed. They take love seriously, and once committed, neither is quick to walk away. More adventurous pairings with Sagittarius or Aries can also bring surprising growth, though these unions require compromise. Sagittarius's love of freedom and exploration may at times clash with Taurus's need for security, but if both partners are willing to honor each other's values, this relationship can open Taurus to new horizons while giving Sagittarius the grounding they secretly need. Aries, bold and fiery, can spark Taurus out of their routines, pushing them toward adventure and passion. At the same time, Taurus tempers Aries' impulsivity with patience and steadiness. Though these connections may be more challenging, when nurtured with care, they bring a balance of excitement and security that enriches both partners. In all these harmonies, one truth remains. When a sign aligns with Taurus in love, the relationship becomes something both solid and soulful. It is not a fleeting attraction or a shallow flirtation. It is a bond that grows roots, builds walls of trust, and blossoms with time. Taurus offers a love that is enduring, sensual, and protective, and the signs that harmonize with them are those who can appreciate the beauty of this steady flame. For those who can meet Taurus in their world of loyalty and devotion, the reward is a love story that feels not only destined but timeless. Zodiac signs that struggle in love. While Taurus brings immense beauty to love, not every sign finds it easy to align with their nature. Taurus is steady, deliberate, sensual, and devoted to building bonds that feel secure and timeless. But in a world where many people crave constant novelty, adventure, or freedom from boundaries, the Taurus way of loving can sometimes feel too fixed, too grounded, or too intense. For Taurus, love is not a game, it is an investment of the soul, body, and mind. Yet not every sign is ready to meet this level of loyalty and patience, which is why struggles naturally arise. The beauty of astrology is not to say that a pairing cannot work, but rather to illuminate where friction tends to surface, so partners can understand, adapt, and grow together. Air signs, in particular, often find Taurus's groundedness challenging. Taurus thrives on stability, repetition, and the security of routines, while air signs seek variety, change, and stimulation. This difference in core values can create tension when expectations in love collide. Gemini, for instance, craves movement, curiosity, and the freedom to dance between ideas, experiences, and social circles. They find joy in spontaneity and exploration, always searching for the next spark of excitement. Taurus, by contrast, takes comfort in predictability, in knowing their love is stable and reliable. While Gemini's adaptability can feel refreshing at first, over time Taurus may feel unsettled by what they perceive as Gemini's inconsistency. The Gemini partner may feel stifled by Taurus's routines and protective possessiveness, while Taurus may feel exhausted by Gemini's ever-shifting attention and reluctance to commit to one steady rhythm of love. These differences can lead to frustration if neither partner is willing to compromise. Yet, with effort, Gemini can teach Taurus to lighten up and embrace the unexpected, while Taurus can teach Gemini the beauty of loyalty and grounded devotion. Libra, another air sign ruled by Venus, shares with Taurus an appreciation for beauty, romance, and love itself. However, their similarities often highlight their differences. Libra thrives on balance, compromise, and social variety, often seeking stimulation through friendships, gatherings, and lively exchanges. Taurus, while equally romantic, prefers intimacy in private, the comfort of home, and the grounding of one-on-one devotion. Libra's indecisiveness can drive Taurus to frustration, as Taurus values clarity and determination. On the other hand, Libra may find Taurus too rigid or demanding in matters of affection and commitment. The struggle between Libra's need for external harmony and Taurus's need for internal stability can create friction. If both can learn to appreciate each other, Taurus admiring Libra's grace and diplomacy, Libra respecting Taurus's loyalty and strength, this pairing can transform, but without compromise, the relationship may feel lopsided. Aquarius, perhaps more than any other air sign, struggles with Taurus's energy. Fiercely independent, unpredictable, and future-oriented, Aquarius does not enjoy being tied down. They cherish freedom, individuality, and the thrill of pursuing unconventional paths. To Taurus, who thrives on tradition, consistency, and possessive loyalty, this can feel like a rejection of love itself. Taurus may see Aquarius as detached, unreliable, or unwilling to invest deeply in the kind of love they crave. Meanwhile, Aquarius may view Taurus's devotion as clingy, restrictive, or outdated. The clash between earth and air here is particularly stark. Taurus wants roots, Aquarius wants wings. Still, if both are willing to expand their vision, Taurus loosening their grip and Aquarius grounding some of their ideals, this pairing can teach powerful lessons about balancing stability with freedom. Certain fire signs also find Taurus challenging, because Taurus's steady pace often clashes with fire's natural restlessness. Fire thrives on action, impulse, and adventure, while Taurus thrives on deliberation, security, and sensual enjoyment of the moment. Aries, bold and impulsive, often grows impatient with Taurus's slower, more deliberate approach to life and love. Aries thrives on movement and quick results, while Taurus takes time to build trust and intimacy. This difference in pacing can create tension. Aries may feel stalled, while Taurus may feel rushed. Both are strong-willed, stubborn, and resistant to compromise, which can escalate conflicts if not handled with care. Yet, despite the struggles, this pairing can be passionate. Taurus offers Aries grounding, while Aries sparks excitement in Taurus's world. But without patience, the relationship can collapse under the weight of their opposing tempos. Sagittarius also tends to clash with Taurus's need for constancy. Sagittarius loves exploration, freedom, and wide horizons, always seeking the next adventure. To them, love must feel liberating and expansive, not confining. Taurus, however, views love as a safe harbor, a place to return to, and a commitment that requires consistency. Sagittarius may feel caged by Taurus's steady devotion, while Taurus may feel abandoned by Sagittarius's restless spirit. This difference in philosophy can be difficult to reconcile unless both are willing to broaden their definitions of love. Taurus must learn to allow Sagittarius freedom, while Sagittarius must learn to honor Taurus's need for loyalty and presence. When balanced, this pairing can teach each partner the value of both roots and wings, but without understanding, the friction may overwhelm the bond. Even Leo, who shares certain harmonies with Taurus, can clash when both signs dig into their stubborn pride. Leo thrives on admiration, recognition, and expressive passion, while Taurus seeks stability, intimacy, and quiet sensuality. Both are fixed signs, meaning both are resistant to change and unwilling to back down in conflicts. This stubbornness can lead to battles of ego and willpower, with neither wanting to yield. Taurus may feel frustrated by Leo's need for constant external validation, while Leo may feel underappreciated if Taurus does not provide enough attention or admiration. Yet, when handled with respect, this pairing can also shine, as both value loyalty, devotion, and the pleasures of life. The challenge is learning to soften pride and embrace humility within love. These struggles, however, do not mean love is impossible. They simply mean that compromise, patience, and deep understanding become even more essential. For Taurus, the challenge is to loosen their grip, to allow love to grow organically without holding too tightly. Taurus must learn that freedom does not always equal betrayal, and that adaptability can deepen rather than weaken devotion. For their more restless or independent partners, the challenge is to see the beauty in Taurus's steadiness, to appreciate the serenity of routines, and to recognize the profound devotion that Taurus brings into love. When Taurus and a less harmonious sign come together, the love story is not doomed, it is simply more complex. These relationships often require more conscious effort, more growth, and more courage to embrace differences. Yet it is often through these struggles that the most transformative love stories are written. In loving a Taurus, even the signs that struggle are offered a gift: the chance to learn patience, to experience true loyalty, and to understand the power of love that endures. And in turn, Taurus learns to open, to adapt, and to allow love to be not only steady but also evolving, dynamic, and alive. The growth brings into love. When we talk about the way Taurus brings growth into love, we are talking about something that feels almost timeless, as if their very presence in a relationship becomes a grounding force that allows everything around them to flourish. A Taurus does not rush love, because to them love is not something fleeting or fragile, but something that deserves patience, nurturing, and long-term dedication. Imagine a fertile field, carefully tilled and lovingly tended, where each seed planted has the opportunity to grow into something strong and enduring. This is how Taurus approaches love, as fertile ground where loyalty, affection, and security can take root and expand into something greater with every passing year. Their growth in love is not chaotic or impulsive but steady, reliable, and deeply rewarding, creating relationships that feel like safe havens in an often uncertain world. For their partners, the growth that Taurus brings into love feels like a gift that keeps unfolding slowly, revealing new layers of intimacy and depth over time. Taurus is not satisfied with superficial connections, they want love that evolves, matures, and deepens. They demonstrate, day after day, that true intimacy is less about dramatic gestures and more about quiet constancy, the daily acts of presence, the careful listening, the ability to simply be there when needed without fanfare or demand. This kind of love helps their partners feel secure enough to take risks, chase dreams, and heal wounds, because beneath it all they know Taurus will remain steady, like bedrock beneath shifting sands. The result is not just love that survives but love that actively nurtures growth in both individuals. Taurus also teaches the invaluable lesson of slowing down. In a world where everything seems to be in a constant rush, deadlines, responsibilities, endless distractions, Taurus gently but firmly reminds us that love is not a race. They show that the sweetest memories often come from the simplest moments: cooking together on a rainy evening, sitting quietly while watching the sunset, or sharing the comfort of silence without needing to fill it with words. They encourage their partner to savor these details, to recognize that the everyday can be as beautiful as the extraordinary if we only allow ourselves to pause and feel it fully. This slowing down is itself a form of growth, because it allows both people to develop a deeper appreciation for each other and for the relationship they are building. Yet growth in love is not only about what Taurus offers their partner, it is also about the lessons they themselves must learn. As a fixed earth sign, Taurus has a natural inclination toward holding tightly to what they cherish. Their instinct is to guard, to preserve, to protect. While this makes them incredibly loyal, it can also mean they resist change or cling too firmly when love requires flexibility. For Taurus, the journey of growth in love often involves learning to trust more deeply, trust in their partner, trust in the resilience of the bond, and trust in themselves to handle change without fear. The challenge is to recognize that love does not weaken when freedom is granted. In fact, it strengthens, because trust becomes the true foundation. Over time, a Taurus who embraces this lesson becomes an even more extraordinary partner. They learn that their greatest power lies not in control, but in the ability to create an environment where both people feel free to evolve. In doing so, they transform their relationships into partnerships that are not only stable but also dynamic, capable of adapting to life's challenges while still holding on to the core of loyalty and devotion that defines Taurus love. This balance between steadiness and growth makes their love feel both safe and alive, protective yet liberating, strong yet flexible. The beauty of Taurus's growth in love is how it transforms ordinary life into something sacred. Their loyalty ensures that storms can be weathered together, their sensuality keeps passion alive, and their wisdom grounds the relationship in patience and realism. At the same time, their willingness to grow allows them to evolve into partners who do not just maintain love but actively cultivate it, season after season. When Taurus fully embraces this dual role, guardian of stability and nurturer of growth, they create relationships that feel almost timeless, filled with depth, warmth, and the quiet magic of everyday devotion. Final thoughts. To love a Taurus is to be invited into an experience of devotion that feels both ancient and refreshingly honest, a love that is not hurried or shallow but deep, deliberate, and enduring. Their love does not flutter in and out like the fickle winds of change. Instead, it roots itself firmly in the soil of loyalty, building something that can withstand the storms of time. A Taurus partner offers more than affection. They offer presence, consistency, and an unwavering belief in the power of commitment. They are steady enough to anchor you when life feels uncertain, passionate enough to remind you that romance is alive in the details, and honest enough that you will never doubt where you stand in their heart. When a Taurus loves, their devotion becomes a force of nature, grounding you while also lifting you higher, creating a love that feels as real as the earth beneath your feet and as luminous as the stars above your head. Their boldness in love is another gift, for with Taurus there is rarely the ambiguity that leaves one questioning or guessing. They are clear in their intentions and firm in their commitments, which means that once they decide to give their heart, they do so with unmistakable certainty. This boldness does not always manifest in dramatic gestures. Sometimes it is as simple as their consistency, their ability to show up day after day, their willingness to carry the weight of love with both hands, never letting it fall into neglect. Through this, Taurus transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. A shared meal becomes a ritual, a quiet evening becomes a sanctuary, and a simple touch becomes a reminder of the sacredness of connection. Their passion is not about fleeting highs but about creating a steady current of warmth that runs through the entire relationship, making even the smallest moments unforgettable. Of course, loving a Taurus is not without its challenges, and it would be dishonest to pretend otherwise. Their stubbornness can sometimes feel like an unmovable wall, their jealousy can flare when they feel their security threatened, and their unyielding need for stability may seem confining to those who crave constant change. Yet these very challenges are proof of how deeply they feel. A Taurus does not wade into love lightly or casually. Their intensity comes from the seriousness with which they regard the bond, from their innate belief that love deserves to be protected and held tightly. To them, love is sacred, and with that sacredness comes a fierce guardianship. For a partner willing to understand this, the weight of Taurus love is not a burden but a privilege, because behind their stubbornness lies loyalty, behind their jealousy lies devotion, and behind their need for stability lies the desire to build a lasting sanctuary where love can thrive. When you open your heart to a Taurus and meet them halfway, you discover the rare beauty of a love that endures. They do not play games with affection, nor do they scatter their energy on fleeting romances. Instead, they give their heart fully, offering loyalty that does not waver when challenges arise. To be loved by a Taurus is to know that someone will stand by you in the darkest storms, will celebrate with you in the brightest victories, and will never abandon the foundation you have built together. Their love is timeless in the truest sense, not the short-lived thrill of sparks that fade but the steady, glowing flame that warms your life across years, decades, and lifetimes. For those who are patient enough to embrace both their warmth and their weight, Taurus offers something that is becoming increasingly rare in a world obsessed with instant gratification: a love that is secure, nourishing, and profoundly real. It is a love that asks for patience, but in return, it gives peace. It is a love that requires trust, but in return, it offers unshakable loyalty. It is a love that demands presence, but in return, it delivers a lifetime of stability and comfort. To love a Taurus is to step into a bond that honors both pleasure and permanence, a connection that values both passion and peace. In the end, Taurus love is not just about romance, it is about legacy. It is about creating a shared life that is full of meaning, beauty, and strength, one that endures far beyond the first spark of attraction. In a world where so much feels temporary, the love of a Taurus is a rare and beautiful gift, a reminder that true devotion still exists, and that when two hearts commit fully, they can create a flame that never dies.